All right, we are indeed going back in with Gloat and Shadowmaster666, aka KGB. And we saw a lot of these guys in Sacrifice yesterday, and I gotta say, I mean, KGB, he duels a bit. He's really more well known for his team modes. And yesterday, he was completely on fire. Unfortunately for the Rain Bros, they had to face off against his team in the last few matches there. And KGB was just on point. I gotta hand it to him. Now we're gonna have to see if his LG is just as crazy as it usually is.
Yeah, he was going off in some of those rounds yesterday, that's for sure. Definitely in those sacrifice games.
Absolutely. So as we've seen, Blood Covenant can be such a divisive map, both in terms of preference and play style. But it is going to be the first map for us every game through the series here today, and it means that the champ picks are going to be a little bit interesting. We actually see a Sorlag coming out. Now, Sorlag on Blood Covenant, you can use the rocket jump to kind of help her across the map a little bit, but I have trouble having a good angle for the spits, a good angle for, well, I mean, who needs angles when you have a stack like that? That certainly does help out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, but it's just like Quake in previous Quakes and just like in this Quake, but it's all about putting yourself in the right circumstances. So even though that stack is great, we've also seen positions where they're too exposed. Somebody comes out right with one of these tankier champions, and they just get lit up with the lightning gun. Just sevens everywhere.
Nice.
Ooh, little fanciness.
Yeah, that was pretty. A little bit of showboating before the match gets started. Wow, Gloat, he's got something to prove here. Yeah.
No, Gloat is he's a solid player, very solid. So I'm expecting good things from him. I think he went on vacation or something for a while, so he didn't get to play for a little bit, but he's been back, and I'm pretty sure he's been practicing. So see how he looks today.
3, 2,
Good luck to me, says KGB. But as we get started here, we're going to be following Gloat as he's going to be picking away Sorlag up first. And making sure to kind of scour the bottom of the map for LG and at least some light armor before getting the grab for Mega Health. So that still leaves Rails and Rockets to play for, and KGB has got to know it. Gloat's being really quiet here before going to the teleporter. Oh, needs to watch his movement there a little bit. Almost caught, but here's the LG and the grab for the rocket launcher, but weapons stack, who cares? There's a dire orb shutting down. That Sorlag.
Yeah, recognition by KGB, as you mentioned, right? He knew he didn't have the rocket launcher as opponent. And so he just kind of waited for him, set that ambush, and well executed. I mean, it's one thing to set the ambush; it's another thing to hit the rockets you need to make it work. So good job by KGB.
Well, Gloat is just making sure that lightning doesn't strike twice, or if it does, it's going to be his lightning. Really good damage on KGB there so far. That should force him back over to one of the items here pretty soon. But it'll be armor coming up first, way before Mega. Well, not as much as it could be, but enough to kind of give Gloat pause. As he's going in for his own railgun. He's got the pickup, but not quite the hit. He's looking for the one on the armor, and he didn't make that one either. So there's the Mega Form at least. It's going to be relatively safe, but his exit might not be so easy here as he's opening himself up to another rail. He's looking for the shots, but he's just not making them.
Oh, that was a nice ghost walk, but unfortunately he came out, should have been coming around with a rocket launcher.
It's not a good place to be.
He comes around that corner. I mean, granted, if he hits the rail, yeah, that's great. But the rocket launcher, if he would have came around with the rocket there when he jumped across mid invis like that, he would have been in great shape. He would have really caught KGB with his pants down.
And my mistake, he did end up connecting with that rail on the armor, but he's still got such a long way to go here. I mean, he had a lot of other opportunities for those hits. Unfortunately, he was able to at least recover back over to the Mega. But when you're allowing a Ranger to get stacked up on armor, it's not a fun time for sure. So there's Gloat moving up.
Ranger's not, he's not too heavy though. I mean, with Nyx, oh man.
Back that up into the LG. Gloat is getting out of there as quickly as possible, and once again, that Ghost Walk is just used to escape a dangerous situation. He's once again looking for these rails.
KGB's got to know. He knows no Ghost Walk. He's coming. He's going to be. Oh, yeah. You got the lightning gun out there, buddy.
Yeah. And it's not every day you see a Nyx getting a rocket jump out to escape pillars, but it worked out well for him. Just barely managing to escape KGB coming in for blood. But he's got to start doing some damage here. He's putting a lot of faith in this railgun here, but so far, he hasn't really been hitting too many of them. Look at this. We've got 7% for him at the moment. He's definitely got to warm that up. Oh, nice shot there. That'll help.
Then he seems like every time we open our mouth about somebody being, it's like, here you go, here's 2 in a row.
That's
Okay.
exactly why I say ridiculous nonsense like that, because it helps the players out. All right.
That's the plan.
But gloat definitely needs a bit more armor here to get out of the rail danger zone. Yeah, this one down here by the pillars will certainly help out. And that's one thing you have to know about trapping a Nyx here on Blood Covenant, is that anytime you're able to take a rail and they don't have that mega, yeah, they're going to need to find one of those small armors to pick up just to stay viable.
KGB, you got to be really careful here.
Just like now, we've got 61 health, and gloat can take all the 25s in the world if he wants, but without any armor, he's going to be easy bait for a rail. But oh man, it's just too tempting to try to get the damage on the heavy armor. That rocket really did open things up, but now gloat has only got a ranger of his own.
KGB, man, really went up there with 6 health.
Yeah.
Take that shot. You got to, wow.
Well, he had 100 at the beginning of that. That rocket changed
yeah,
things
but
for sure.
just sticking it out the way he did to land it, I was like, whoa, this is huge risk. I mean, wow, just ice water, man, in the veins. Just to stay cool under fire like that, really impressive.
All right, KGB absolutely staying cooler than cool, trying to move back up here for Mega Health. We finally have items trading, but actually it's working out better for gloat now since he's oh no, he stuck around for another rail. He didn't think KGB was going to leave so fast, but KGB's actually coming back into this thinking, okay, maybe I don't actually need to put some aggression on that armor. But it's really wide split on the timing now.
Yeah, he's got a 20 seconds, 2 frag lead. I mean, that really did seal it for him, that rail. Nice rail there. Oh, it's in the bag now. Now he's, yeah. Nice job. Nice job.
But the time is going to run out here, and gloat is just not going to be able to do enough damage to get him this round. First one will go over to KGB.
Yeah, curious to see how it moves forward. You know, KGB did a good job, caught gloat off guard with that initial RL ambush. You know, I think gloat's smart enough to where that's only going to work once. So let's see how it keeps going, moving forward. Good initial round, though, by KGB to get the win.
All right, well, once again, starting off here with Sorlag, Shadowmaster is going to be looking for him, or at least listening for him up on top of Rocket Launcher. He's only got LG at this point, but his online LG is absolutely insane. He's going to be coming in too late for this armor, and unfortunately for him, that means he's chasing gloat over to the Mega Health. Gloat is going to be really happy to have this opportunity to get a double stack, but does he have any weapons? Well, he's got Rocket Launcher at the very least, and he's doing the damage against KGB. He's still here in this choke point, opening himself up to a lot of spam from Shadowmaster, but that's going to be KGB coming back out the other side, opening himself up potentially to a rail, but it's going to be an even fight at this point.
Oh, nice. That rocket.
Jeez. Still going to stick it out here. Even with that armor, he's going to be incredibly weak. But the chase over to Mega is going to be a 2-tier chase, and here comes the Dire Orb. Is he going to commit to the jump pad? He's up here with the LG. He's committed to it, and he gets it. He ends up taking a rocket, drops down to 19 health, but he ends up taking down that Sorlag.
Wow, just calculated aggression again. It wasn't without its risks, that's for sure. But you know, he believed in his, in his ability, and the Sorlag, of course, is an easier class champion to get a lightning gun pin on, and so he took that risk, went off the pad, and got the kill. Again, showing that this guy, man, really cool under fire. It's just several times I've seen him deal with adversity, being low health versus low health and not panicking.
Absolutely. So Shadowmaster now up top, wanting to make full advantage of the fact that he will be able to get the drop on gloat. The drop, but not quite the catch here. I was going to laugh if that rocket actually got any connection. I mean, it was a really tight angle. But now he's going to be a little bit off on his timing for armor, but he's done enough damage to gloat to make him just thankful that he can be at the Mega without having KGB breathing down his neck at the moment. But here comes KGB once again, still on the aggression here. Really good rockets, and that will open up the Mega. Here comes the Ghost Walk as well as the Dire Orb. It comes back up, it spawns, but that is gloat getting knocked off the pillar, getting him knocked down to 29 health, but that Mega will get him right back into tip-top shape.
Yeah, gloat's not in great shape. KGB rightly backing off. Just go ahead and grab the heavy armor, get fully stacked, come back for your next assault.
Right, but one frag up here as we near the halfway point of this round. KGB is more than happy just to do all of this nasty damage to Gloat without really chasing him for the frag. Not just yet, anyway. After this mega health, he might actually have some incentive to do so. It's going to be 15 seconds before Armor comes back up. He's gotten 2 good dings out of the rockets, and oh, he tries to go for the rocket jump, doesn't quite make it. Unless you think that was a fake rocket jump, but I think he really did want to close the gap there.
I don't think. Well, if it was, I would just say I changed my mind on that. That's what I would say.
After, yeah, okay. But that one was solid.
I did the flick. Yeah, I did the flick, but I decided not to fire because I changed my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
All right, but Shadow Master's still expecting Gloat to be back over by the armor, but there's a rocket to tell him otherwise. Unfortunately for Gloat, he actually had the opportunity to come up to the top of pillars and take away the mega, but KGB was able to fight him off of it, chasing him right back into the armor. But this cycle cannot continue for very long before Gloat just doesn't have any options left.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time like this. He's got to make something happen here with his opponent cycling everything. 14 armor pickups to 2. Mega healths are relatively even. Still, that is just such a huge disadvantage in armor pickups.
Jeez. Nice rail. Good setup and good pop. All right, but this is just about 1 minute and 15 seconds that KGB has to survive this thing, but he might actually be keeping on the warpath here as he actually finds Gloat down by the armor. He's finally going to take the Dire Orb away and get back up. Oh, no. Get back up to the rail, but he ends up taking 2 direct rockets. Well, 1 direct and one party favor rocket.
Oh, a little misread there. Gave up the armor. That was a bit of a misread by KGB. I would have definitely, I mean, I know he was looking to get the end the round there, but you can't let him get that armor for free.
All right.
That really gave him life. He's back in it now.
A little bit, yeah, and KGB is kind of on the ropes here, but that initial rocket with the bounce, that's not what Gloat wanted, and he doesn't even want to... Oh, nice, I like that. Pop through the teleporter and then take the Dire Orb. It was a fancy move. It was still really risky even going through the teleporter in the first place, but it'll give Gloat a nice little double take there and allow Shadow Master to stay alive for maybe these last 10 seconds, but even then, he's still 1 champ in the lead.
Yeah, that made it a little interesting, but he's running out of time again. Another good round for KGB. Seems to... force Gloat into a mistake early on, set a good ambush, right? Get that initial frag, put some early pressure, and then, by the time Gloat can get anything going, it's too little, too late. So KGB's playing solid right now.
And sometimes showing us that the best way to move is to not move at all. Nice little bit of hide and seek there on the pillars, but as we go into a fresh start, we once again have Sorlag from Gloat coming into it, trying to make something happen. Nice. I like this aggression. KGB might have his back up against the bridge here, but this push forward from Gloat is not going to do him any favors. He can escape, but it's going to take him a long time to get back into position here. Meanwhile, KGB can take away the 25s. He can take away small armor. Well, in fact, he still has a lot of that heavy armor left over and get in a position on this Mega. He's eaten the rail here, but he's able to dish off so much more damage. Oh, there's the spit, but it's not going to be enough.
Uh-oh.
Nice on the Dire Orb.
Oh, man. Wow. Very close. Fight chasing him up with the spit, coming up at him. This really good play, man. KGB is just on it right now.
Yeah. All right, we hear a jump pad from Gloat. Shadow Master's just going to be happy to wait around for the next Mega, or at least over on pillar side. Getting a little bit of damage off. He's going to see that Nyx coming around the corner, and Nyx is going to be stuck against the wall, and that rocket jump will allow him to escape the close range play from Nyx. The rails could still be dangerous, but that goes for Gloat as well. Jeez. That bounce there. All right, but there's the 90 damage rail, and without a ghost walk, Gloat is going to be in real trouble here. He's looking for an exit, and he's not. Oh, there it is. He's finally able to get around the corner.
Yeah, but he's in such a bad shape right now that he's going to have no play on this Mega Health, really. Oh, wow, that
rocket could change things. One more rail would do it, but the same thing goes for Gloat, and he's taken on down. This Ranger is his last hope on Blood Covenant.
Yeah, KGB looking really solid.
Gonna switch over to Gloat here and see if he can pull something together. We've seen some amazing comebacks here today. I'm holding out hope here. There's the pickup for rail. He's got LG. No rockets just yet, and KGB knows it. He's going to be holding down that rocket launcher area like nothing else. The move back up the jump pad is going to open himself up to a rail, but he's done out a little bit of damage himself. But look at this. KGB has a bit more to burn through, at least up until that Mega is taken away by Gloat. 3 seconds to armor, and he'll be in position to do a little bit of hurt. But at the same time, you don't want to just stay here if you're getting hit. And he's not making the connections. There's the one. Can he catch him as he moves through shotgun? Not quite. He knew he was coming. The timing was just a little bit off. Same thing on the LG. That's got to be so frustrating as he's looking for the hits but not getting them.
Yeah, and KGB doing a good job running between the items now.
So Gloat is like
Set up,
looking a little bit shaken up.
Ambush at bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he clocks against him, right? I mean, he's down 2. He's got to push,
Cool.
and that makes it a little harder on you. That's for
Is he
sure.
gonna peek? Here comes, oh, the denied rocket jump with that rail, and a nice one as he falls down as well. And he's managed to take away a 25, back up to 100 health. He could take down KGB here. There it is for his first frag on the board.
Yeah, good job by Gloat there. Landed some shots to lower his stack, and then he knew he had to force the issue, so it was a good job by him to follow up and get that rocket and rail combo at the end.
And he's on the push. He's taken that 1 mega health and running away with it. Well, he might actually have to literally run away now, but there's that Nix from KGB pushing on forward, using the Ghost Walk. But that's going to be Gloat getting away with the armor still. So KGB really won't have much to work with here. Even that lower armor is taken away, so there's only 2 small armors that can keep KGB from getting railed. So he's just going to be not aggressing here anytime soon. Oh, there's the play on the armor, and it's a great armor to trap. Beautifully done, and he's brought this back in. Oh, don't get too happy yet. Gloat kicking up his heels, but it's still got he's still got a visor to play up against. Nice rockets. KGB a little bit on tilt here as he's really committed to this armor, but his timing is just not there. Nice round from Gloat.
Big turnaround.
Yeah.
Yeah, big turnaround for Gloat. Obviously was down 2-0 again, 3rd round, so could make a comeback. We've seen some epic comebacks today. Maybe this is another one.
A little bit of a lifeline for him. Let's see how long he can extend it. He's going to be getting a spawn by armor, taking away super nail gun, and not diving down for shotgun, but trying to get a nail hop up in order to get a railgun. There it is. Nicely done. Showing us a little bit of those moves we saw in warm-up, and I like the double jump over the rocket launcher. It's going to be a clean grab as KGB is looking to chase him from the rail, but he's already long gone. You have to realize just how quickly Nix can move around the map like this.
Good job with the rocket there placement by Gloat to deny entry into the pillar area.
Oh, this
really
is so good.
Really forced KGB off his line. Yeah,
Gloat
good
just has
position
so
again.
many options.
He's definitely.
Yeah, he can do all the damage for free. He can drop down if things get hairy. He can do a ghost walk, and the Mega's going to be up as well. If KGB commits to the jump pad, it could be trouble for him. And actually, I like this timing on the ghost walk. He's going to be able to find him down at the LG and make it his grave. So first frag taken down by Gloat.
Yeah, a couple things went wrong for KGB there. One was, obviously, he didn't win his play over there at the heavy armor, but he took too long when he was getting, backing off, and he recognized he wasn't going to get the armor. He should have been hightailing at the Mega, and that delay really allowed Gloat to get good position and get that frag.
High flying rockets for sure, but that 90 damage rail will be making this a 1-frag game against KGB, actually. It's such a huge turnaround. Gloat could turn this into a 5th round, but here comes the gauntlet. We saw a lot of it yesterday in Sacrifice. We're going to have to see what Gloat will sacrifice to stay in this game.
Both guys close to dying there at the end. Shadow Master using the chaos that ensued as an opportunity to hopefully steal this heavy armor.
Oh, geez. Really good damage out of Gloat.
Oh, big rail.
He had it lined up, too, but that rail will keep KGB in it.
Yeah, huge rail.
Oh, I like this LG. Jeez, KGB just down to just nothing health. But he's made his escape. There's a nice Mega. Oh, geez, one more cell would do it. But KGB is even pushing out, looking for a rail. He's got to know he's got no options down here at pillars. Yeah, he's taken out, taken down. And this, there's the kick of the heels we were looking for from Gloat, as now he's tied it back out 2-2. Do you believe Machiavelli?
Yeah, really close. I believe, man. We saw one earlier, and what a comeback by Gloat. I mean, but it's really close. He went up the jump pad. KGB, he missed that one rail, and it would have killed him. Until he landed and picked up the Mega Health. So it was that close to being tied up.
All Alright, so gloat actually showing a little bit of caution on the rail this time and actually ends up avoiding the bulk of that damage. Looking for a rail of his own out of the Ghost Walk. Doesn't quite get it, but I like the thought he's putting into this. Unfortunately, he's caught down in the LG room without a good weapon or a Ghost Walk, so this jump pad, yeah, it's not going to be his best friend.
Good shot.
Yeah, never good. Jump pads, lightning guns, not a fan. Unless I'm the one sitting with the lightning gun.
Nice little bit of damage that KGB dealt off there. As he's looking to chase down gloat once again. It's going to be a Sorlag, so it'll be easy prey for the LG, but he's still got to find him, still got to get him into that nasty fight. Oof. But look at all these items for KGB here. He's going to have the stack advantage over a Sorlag, which is not what gloat wants. Jeez. KGB taking a lot of damage down here at the armor. He's going to need this pickup to survive the next rail. And he's done enough damage to gloat to make him back off here. So that's going to buy him some time. Maybe enough time to make it over to Mega, especially as Sorlag is actually down at the bottom of the jump pad. He didn't go through the teleporter to come over the top. He wanted to close the distance, but that meant that he was going to be clashing against KGB at the bottom rung. Not someplace we want to be.
Yeah, nicely done by KGB there. I mean, it's really caught his man. So, little defensive dire orb play.
Yeah. Anytime you can make your opponent look left when you're going right is super handy, but it's going to be Ranger v Ranger for gloat's last champion. Oh, nicely done. KGB is playing it cool, though. Like you said, ice water in his veins. Taking away the 25 and not moving out. Nice jump over the tire orb, too. Not taking any damage there. And stabbing back out with the rail. He is railable here. He's got to be so careful, but does gloat even have a rail at this point? No, he's only got LG and a machine gun, and even that was almost enough to take down KGB. He's got rockets now, and that's going to be enough for him to commit to this armor.
Yeah, KGB doing the conservative play here. I mean, he's got a 2-frag lead, or halfway through the round right now. He just needs to not do anything too silly. Oh.
KGB doesn't even want to pick up that HMG down there. Doesn't want to risk the sound cues, but he's going to end up taking a rail. He's on the back rope. Back leg on the ropes. Yeah, something like that. We mix idioms here. We're idiom idiots. But KGB is still alive, still holding on to it. Two frags in the lead, and he's got just over 2 minutes left to play.
Yeah, we've seen it earlier, though. It's really tough, you know, when I've mentioned it, getting defensive like this, and you're trying to, it's not as easy as it looks. You know, you're trying to protect the lead, and the other guy has control. I mean, it's really nerve-wracking. It is, because you know, at any moment you make a wrong decision, this guy's going to be in your face, you know, just like this, and now it's like you're on the run. It's like, oh no.
Absolutely, and he runs right into a rocket. Make that right too, as he's taken on down again. This Ranger from gloat is his last possible champ here in this series on Blood Covenant. So he's going to have to make good work of it. Nice. Yeah, catching your opponent at heavy armor is a bit of a free license for the damage, and this machine gun could be the end of it, but gloat's rail makes this a 1-frag game. Visored to Ranger. Here we go.
Hanging around a little too long up there. I mean, one rail away. I mean, I know he put out good damage, but maybe back off and get some arsenal after that. Oh my goodness.
And that rocket. He certainly got his gloat there on on Blood Covenant, managed to not only tie it back up, but make the comeback. There were a few accusations in the chat that KGB was just playing around with gloat, but he played with his food a little bit too long and ended up getting punished for it. Now KGB will be picking away Corrupted Keep for the next map.
Yeah, he had some opportunities there in terms of item control, had an advantage with the heavy armors, and you know, just sometimes it looked like he pushed into some engagements that were maybe not advisable, and gloat made him pay for it with some good shooting. And you know, it was a nice comeback. You really got to give it to gloat too. For again, it's really tough to come back. I mean, the pressure, you know, you can't drop around, and some of those rounds that he won, I mean, he was down to his last champion.
Yeah.
You know, last champion, last round. It was match point, or well, map point in this case, but he couldn't even die, and he, you know, it's a lot of pressure to deal with, and he came back from that and landed and made the frags that he needed to come back and get the win. It's really, really impressive by gloat. Big turnaround. I don't know, you know, mentally it's got to mess with KGB a little bit, because he's got to feel like they got away from him.
I completely agree. I mean, when you're up on the bridge, throwing a rail up to the top of the bridge is not the easiest angle to work with, and KGB must have been feeling like, okay, this machine gun is definitely going to do the job. This is going to finish things off. But that clutch rail coming out of Gloat, it kept a minute, and then, you know, as soon as you spawn, you have a very narrow point where you're allowed like a moment to kind of find your bearings, find out where you need to go, find out what's safe, find out what's not safe. And if you can't do that, your opponent will steamroll you 100% of the time.
Absolutely, yeah. The spawn, and again, getting conservative too early too. We've seen several matches now when somebody has a lead, and there's like 2 minutes left, and start playing a little passive already, and it's like there's not that much time left, but you only have a 2-frag lead, and we've seen you drop one, and then the guy goes on really aggressive looking for a spawn frag. 2 can evaporate very quickly, so. It's just interesting. You got to be really careful about trying to protect that lead too early, and we've seen it happen several times, I think, so far through the brackets where somebody got too defensive too early, and it actually cost them the round. There's just a quick turnaround. You got to be careful giving your opponent all the items and all the space, because it starts limiting what you can do on the map, and then your opponent can play off it because now you're limited where you can go and what you're doing. It makes it easier to predict you. Not to mention you don't have a good stack anymore.
Absolutely. But of course, we're going into Corrupted Keep, so with the rail out of the game, KGB is going to see if he can turn this into the LG Keep. I missed a little bit of that chat. What was this trash talk? What is your favorite color, Gloat? Green, says Gloat. KGB does not consider that to be the right answer. All right, but as they warm up here, they're going to need to kind of find their bearings here on Corrupted Keep.
Nice rockets from Gloat.
I don't think anybody expected Gloat to pull that map out. I was thinking, okay, he's had a solid play, but let's go over to the next map and see what Gloat can pull out. But now, it's his match to win. All right. So as we get into it here, we're going to be seeing KGB up top with Rocket Launcher, just being a little bit defensive, especially against a Ranger like that. But 5 seconds to the next Mega, and he wants to make sure he's stacked up tip-top on the LG. And we actually have Gloat leaving the Mega health up. It's still 5 seconds before the armor comes in, so KGB might be right to expect a fight here. But no, Gloat is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, Gloat being conservative has the 1-frag lead. Didn't even have his regular, stack all the way, so he's finally now at 175 armor. So he might be looking to be a little more aggressive and actually fight for Mega health this time. I don't think he liked his position either time as well.
All right, but he's still getting full control of the items here, which only gives him a slight stack lead against a fully picked up Ranger. But as you can see, Gloat is having a lot of trouble getting those 25s and those armors picked away. It's taking a lot of little bits of spam damage here, but 2 minutes in, and they're showing a lot more respect to each other than they did on Blood Covenant, I believe.
Well, it's just really difficult, with no railgun, getting into these engagements. You're going to rush into an area where it's obviously going to be probably a lot of rockets being thrown around. So it's difficult. You got to make sure you're in the right position to push in and not eat a rocket to the face as when you do get aggressive.
I can't remember the last time I saw... Ooh, nice rocket there. I can't remember the last time I saw a play on Corrupted Keep without an Anarchy from either player. We've actually got 2 Galenas in the mix, so that's a fun potential. We might see that in a little bit here. But KGB, 1 frag down here. As he's going to be diving in for the Mega, and actually missing the timing a little bit, has to go back for it, but it's enough to fight Gloat off of it. You can see that Gloat is pretty weak. He might need to come back into the armor room to get those 225s. He can hear the armor pickup, and coming through this doorway is going to be incredibly dangerous. Really good cover usage by KGB, making sure that pillar will be giving him the ability to get at least 1 solid rocket in. Yeah,
Gloat's just trying to escape here. Doing a good job, though. Oh, nice ambush, though. Could have spoke too soon. Nice ghost walk ambush by KGB. I was watching Gloat's perspective, and it looked like he might get away there for a second, but no.
Oh, nicely done, and that's going to be a well-timed, after the rocket, but otherwise well-timed ghost walk to get out of that fight. as both Rangers are now gone, and KGB once again taking control of the stack here. 13 seconds before Mega, and over is this armor. It's going to be a weird one, as neither of them have a Ghost Walk, but Rockets will tell the rest of that story, as this makes it a Galena play for gloat.
Yeah, rocket launcher, no rocket launcher, and yeah, that Nyx disappeared very quickly.
It's baiting him through the teleporter. He's only got the light machine gun, so he might want to push this forward. He's got good timing here. Not that gloat did, but he should have it now. There's good damage that he dealt out, but unfortunately it was right before the armor was taken away, so it's a lot of recovery that KGB was able to take away there. Just a lot of spam.
Yeah,
Daring gloat to show up.
Yeah, he's not really in great. Yeah, he's not in great spot. Wow, he went in there anyway. Took a little bit of a risk there.
I mean, you can kind of flex your stack as a Galena, but this is gloat's last champion on this round. And he's got to get better bearings off where KGB is moving to at some point. We haven't seen gloat get out in front of KGB to meet him at any of these atriums just yet. Oh, nice. He's not going to chase through the teleporter. He's still looking at the teleporter, though, just to see if KGB comes back in for it. But there's the LG from KGB we expect to see. That's gloat just down to just barely above 25 health. He's able to recover on a totem at the very least. Nice.
Yeah, KGB's making the defensive position here for the heavy armor. Oh wow, nice rocket.
But that'll time it back out, and that'll be a nice round there.
Prepare to fight.
So we're not really seeing KGB do what he's kind of known for, you know, going all times aggressive and having some absolutely sick LG aim to back that up. He's having to show gloat a lot more respect here, and I wonder just how shaken he is after that play on Blood Covenants. But we have Dire Orbs exploding either way, but there's gloat taken down very quickly. Yeah, you got to keep your dimensions straight when you are just warping through all over the place.
Yeah, it's easy to get turned around when you use your slip gate. And then somebody plugs you with a rocket too, so as you come out of it, that definitely disorientates you a little bit more.
All right, but KGB looking for the Mega to come up here in 3 seconds. He's got the one frag advantage now, and the one round advantage. So gloat has got to once again get kind of clever like he did back on Blood Covenant to do something here. And actually, this is the first time we're really seeing him do much damage on the armor, but that Dire Orb hurt so much. A lot of that armor is immediately knocked off, but KGB is still on the plus back, trying to recover. This play
I like
for
the skill swap here. Oh,
yeah. This play for Mega will be incredibly risky for both of them. Neither of them really have the ability to tank much. And this LG from gloat is going to be tracing KGB the whole time through.
Oh no, he missed his. He wanted to throw the Dire Orb over the statue and hit it in the back of the head.
So even though KGB is able to take away 325 orbs, we have gloat taking away that Mega health, but oh man, a lot of it burned off by that rocket. Gloat just wasn't looking both ways before he crossed the street. So a brief, quiet moment here as KGB is repositioning onto rocket launcher. He wants that armor, but it's a nasty place to come around the corner to if your opponent's there as well. And he's got to know at this point that his opponent actually has a slightly better stack. So he's going to be getting all the small items.
Yeah, he doesn't have. Did he listen? I didn't have his view. I couldn't tell if he heard that pickup or not. I think he's just trying to gather information at this time. He has a decent stack. I mean, he has his base 100 health, 75. So
yeah, and he just lets gloat walk right into him. What a rocket pop, though! Almost got knocked out of the into the stratosphere anyway. As Mega's going to be coming back up. Armor's still a long way away, but neither player are at the Mega. Gloat is going to be taking the frag and hopefully able to get back over towards the Mega. Here comes KGB, though. He's going to be right at the bottom floor, finding gloat with no Shadow Walk ability available, as well as KGB is doing his own Shadow Walk. Nyx v Nyx is always a lot of fun to commentate, by the way. Who's walking on who? Yeah.
Nice play. Nice play by gloat earlier, because KGB was thinking that, oh, the Mega health's up, so gloat's going to be over there picking that up. But gloat decided to cut off the map and track him down first, and really caught him unawares and got that frag, and then followed it up with a nice spawn kill.
All right, so with gloat pushing in on this Mega, he ends up getting a solid dunk with the rocket on that Galena, putting KGB on alert, even as he's diving down for the armor. And coming through the teleport is going to be incredibly unsafe, but there's the LG. It just is the on-miss from KGB, giving him the frag and making this... Yes! It's finally happened! A Galena versus Galena. How long will it last as both players clash on the armor?
Yeah, nice lightning gun by KGB. Just locked in.
Just waiting for him on the Mega, but he doesn't have a totem to throw down just yet. And of course, one of the cool things about Galena is that as she picks up health items, her cooldown also gets reduced, which is neat. We're going to be seeing a lot of totems here. We're going to have to try to keep red and blue straight. It'll be difficult for the players as well. But gloat doesn't have any out on the board right now, but they might actually clash. Oh, he wanted that jump, but it actually worked out really well for him because he's able to catch him with LG and a lot of machine gun damage as well, giving him the Mega and giving him plenty of time to make his way back over towards the armor before that comes back up.
Yeah, gloat's in great position here. KGB, he just got out of there. He was at the heavy armor area and he just left. He knew he has no business being there right now. So he's in a rough spot because gloat's really stacked right now, and if he runs into KGB, it's a wrap for him right now.
Here come the ambiguous sounds over in the back hallway once again, and they're both going quiet. Oh no, the jumped away. He's assuming that he cut out the other side, but he's just wanting to make sure that he's on this armor. But even though he had the stack, even though he had the timing, he mixed up his items, and it is indeed going to be Mega coming up first, but KGB didn't commit to it. He didn't go for it at all. And now gloat is once again, for no reason whatsoever, going to be able to get both items for free.
Yeah, didn't commit to either. That was an error. It was an opportunity to maybe steal something.
Yeah.
Oh, nice rocket there, though.
9 damage on the rocket, and yeah, the LG just will not be close enough. Does he have a HMG? Guess not. He's trying to make something happen here, but he is taking so much attrition damage. 2 seconds to a totem. He doesn't need to push out just yet. Just wait for it, throw down the totem, get the heal, and then come back out.
5-minute warning.
All right, so there's the armor, looking for him on the... Oh, no, you saw it coming!
Oh.
You saw it coming! Oh, no! Oh, he threw down the rocket just at the wrong time. If he pushed forward a little bit more, there is actually like a safe margin on that platform.
There is.
Oh,
Begins in
planned that 2 weeks ago, so KGB. Oh, man.
1. Round 3. Fight.
All right, so that is 2 rounds up for KGB here. Oh, man, what a finisher on that. Not quite the Galena round I wanted to see. Cut off a little bit too short for my taste. But KGB looking to cut off gloat as well with this insane LG, but he's taking a lot of damage as well. Both items are light years away, as KGB will have to recover the old-fashioned way. So will gloat. He took a lot of hurt there, too.
Yeah, he did. Took some rocket damage for sure. What if... Yeah, you got to be aware of that where that teleporter exit is.
All right, so KGB is going to be stacking back up here. We have Mega taken away by gloat. Armor's still a long way away. I like this trap from KGB on the small armor, knowing that gloat isn't quite stacked up there. He might still get his chance, but he's popping back through for LG instead, so he's not making this easy. Oh, that rocket was actually really well timed. It was just the perfect jump from gloat that kept them from getting donked completely. So there's the delay on the armor. This is actually syncing the items back up. He's actually sunk them up completely. I'm not sure if he was aware of it, but now they are perfectly timed.
We'll just assume he wanted them back on the same exact timer.
Sure, for reasons. But gloat manages to pull out a rocket frag there.
Yeah, nice job by gloat. A little slipgate messiness in there along the way.
Nice aggression from that Nix. I do like that. Yeah. You do still have these windows of opportunity where if you know you've done a lot of damage to your opponent, you can spawn, grab a weapon, or even just use a machine gun, especially if you're a Blazkowicz, and take your opponent down. But because of the amount of health items on the map, that window will close very quickly. So KGB, having that aggression, worked out well for him that time.
Yeah. Hey, didn't I always remind you about how much I love the machine gun as a starting item?
We'll talk about that later. Machine gun is cancer. Has been since '99.
It is brutal as a starting weapon.
It is,
You can really light somebody up with it.
But I'm happy to see more players using both the nail gun and the shotgun as a starting weapon. We're seeing a lot of good usage out of that, especially on Ruins of Sarnath. But right here, KGB is trying to make it happen with the machine gun, forcing gloat off of the fight. Oh, jeez, that rocket. And the perfect pop-up for the LG. And that is exactly what KGB is known for.
Everybody's been there as a Quake player. When you get knocked in the air and it's just like slow motion, it doesn't seem like you're ever gonna land.
Oh no.
And then you generally don't land when they light you up with the lightning gun after that too.
Yeah. So this is gloat's last life here, unless he can manage to get 2 more frags off against KGB. It's got to be a Galena. I mean, he can kind of dig in his heels a little bit. Oh, he kind of had the drop on KGB there, and a solid rocket. Where's the LG? Where's the machine gun? Well, there's the Shadow Walk, or Ghost Walk, rather. And Shadow Master is stacking back up very slowly. It's still 3 seconds to armor, and what? Oh, the totem! Oh, yes!
Oh my goodness, he backed right onto that. That was kind of those classic moments in Quake that just make you laugh.
Man, gloat making the
What a
comeback. Oh my God, it has been
What
such a
a
consistent story
comeback.
from him so far.
Prepare to fight.
He needed to look down
Wow.
before he dove
Wow.
down for the armor. Oh, jeez.
Round begins in 3.
Look out!
Two,
Look out! We saw this last map too.
Well, he's still got 2 rounds to catch up here, but at least he's got the champ reset. KGB going up for Mega and LG. He's already got a rocket launcher here, so coming back in, he's going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage positionally, but he's expecting gloat to come back in with the Nyx. But only 50 health and just a little bit of armor. Might not be enough, but oh man, the
Nice.
rocket finds its way right to KGB's forehead. He's able to take him on down.
Yeah, he zigged when he should have zagged on that one, and zigged right into that rocket. This is
Kansas City
nicely
shuffle
placed
for sure.
by gloat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so gloat's got Mega. We got KGB on the armor. But of course, on these characters, it rots away so fast that it's not much of an advantage. It's going to be all about who can get those first rockets in. But still 5 seconds before KGB has a Ghost Walk. So he's got to be careful here. That rocket was really well placed. Both of them were. Jeez. KGB barely dodging out these guys.
I heard the sound effect of the rocket like going right by his ear.
Yeah.
It's really good. Like gloat's placing some. Oh, look at that one too. Another nicely just missed. Some good placed rockets.
You know, KGB is showing some respect here when he's using the Ghost Walk purely to get out of a fight, to get out of a bad situation. That means he's completely lost track of where gloat's at and where he's coming from, and he's got to be worried. He's going to be right in front of him there. He's going to get pushed right back through the teleporter, down to 25 health, barely surviving this fight. As he comes back into the rocket launcher, it's going to be trapped. No, actually, gloat's not there either. But here comes the play for the Mega, and man, KGB manages to push in and get the grab just at the last millisecond. But there he is with the LG once again. He cannot afford to chase up here. But KGB is looking nervous.
Wow,
He's not
very
sure where gloat's coming from either.
Yeah, very fortunate he picked up that mega health.
5 seconds to armor, and it might be the grave here for KGB. He's down to 25, and this last little bit would do it down to 18, and here comes both of them shadow walking. And neither of them die.
Wow.
Amazing. Wow. There's the 225s, but yeah, at that point, you just cannot afford to trap it. You've got your own stack to worry about. These rockets from gloat are just doing such a good amount of work on the spam.
Yeah, and especially against a lighter character like Nyx. Those numbers, as you mentioned, they add up. 30 here for
turned
oh my
away.
goodness, he got him.
You could feel it coming, and he just needed to hop over it. It wasn't going to happen. So far, this is a perfect round for gloat. Once again, just like on Blood Covenant, the comeback is certainly doable.
Wow.
Actually going to hop over and watch from his POV here a little bit. He's still rocking with Nyx, and he's got all the health, all the armor that you can possibly cram into Nyx. There's the play on the totem, but no such trap there from KGB. And the LG is solid,
Nice
and that
play.
will give him the round, tying it back up 2-2, and really potentially giving this map and the series over to gloat. KGB has got to make something happen. Gloat giving a little bit of a frowny face. What is that?
Round begins
What?
in
What?
3.
I don't know. He should be happy. It's a heck of a comeback right now. This
What
is,
happened
again,
to the last map
wow.
where every time he made a comeback frag, he kind of waggled his mouse around like the goat he is? All right, the LG's good, but mid-air he decides to go into ghost mode. I don't mind that play at all. He's going to be a little bit weak, as is KGB. A lot of time before items come up, so this is going to be a potential play from both of them. Neither of them have an ability available.
the rocket placement from gloat is really causing KGB a lot of problems. Even when they're not landing, it's just throwing him off. You know, it's cutting off areas he wants to move to, and you can tell it's just kind of slowing him down. He's being really careful about casually going around corners and into areas because he knows that gloat's waiting there with the rocket launcher. So.
All right, well, KGB got pushed out of the rocket launcher room at the very least, and he's coming back around potentially to do some damage. I mean, gloat really popped his Ghost Walk really early there, which means KGB at the moment has a slight advantage in that he can do his at will. He can actually take this one forward after taking away the Mega Health. He's going to be chasing his opponent to the armor, but it's taken away already and decides it's not worth the fight. Can't blame him there.
Yeah, not quite enough time. Yeah, not quite enough time. You would have to go in really reckless and careless.
All right, KGB just trying to make this statue his bodyguard, as Mega is light years away, but he's willing to wait for it. Both players showing a lot of respect right now, especially when it's Nix v Nix. I mean, it doesn't take too many mistakes to turn that into a frag.
And neither man wanting to give up that first frag right now. I mean, this is it. I mean, well, especially for KGB. I mean, he can't drop this. He's got to try to force the third map.
Really good corner play out of KGB. Gloat was almost taken out from behind there, but KGB didn't quite commit. He wanted to make sure that this Mega was going to be safe. He wanted to time it a little bit better and get potentially a cleaner grab. But he's going to be back behind the statue once again. Oh, and he's actually pushing it forward from here. They both go to Shadow Walk. Oh, potentially the telefrag once again, but they both missed the opportunity. A lot of the times when it's Nix v Nix, you see one player Shadow Walk and then, or Ghost Walk rather, and then the other one waits for that Ghost Walk to expire before going for her own. But here, they're both really on edge, and they're both popping it at exactly the same second.
Yeah, just worried about, you know, cluing their opponent off of too far where they're going, and it is really coming down to who's oh my goodness, who's landing first shot like that. Like this.
And it won't take too many of those rockets to put KGB on tilt here. Gloat's able to take away the armor for free, and the timing is actually getting a little bit wider, which is something that KGB has been making some efforts to prevent. But as Gloat is able to take away the armor and hold down his own here in this fight, he might be able to get this Mega as well. Yeah, KGB is just going to have to leave it up, but Gloat's actually leaving up the Mega a little bit to go in for this chase, but the rockets are just not going to be fast enough. He risks being cut off here at the Mega, and indeed, KGB is going to get the grab.
Yeah, a little too early on that. I mean, he wasn't that low, and he gave up position on the Mega Health, so a little unfortunate there for Gloat. I mean, I know what he was thinking, but
yeah,
you really don't want to give him that Mega Health, and now, you know, it's pretty much back to an even fight again. I mean, he had both items locked up pretty securely if he doesn't give up that Mega.
which makes this next fight for Mega a little bit tougher. But again, you have to acknowledge that when you're playing Nix, that Mega will be gone by the time the next Mega comes up. And so it's a little bit more about setting up the trap than anything else. So there's 100 damage taken, but also good timing on the Ghost Walk from Gloat coming back in, but he comes out of the Ghost at the wrong moment, and they both take a ton of damage in that fight. Coming around the corner, both of them wishing they had a rail, but Gloat's going to try to recover here on the small armor. Oh, it's not up just yet.
Mm-mm.
Right,
I was surprised KGB. I was a little surprised KGB didn't rush over there for that. That was the only other armor left up on the map at the time, and after both of them getting a fight, he took one. You know, you assume your opponent's going to want that other one.
I like the spam from Gloat. Get us looking for the damage, but he's not doing any. In fact, he's taken quite a lot. I mean, there's still enough time between the armor and the Mega that he can take it away without too much worry from KGB, but as we get close to a sudden death moment, allowing control to slip through his fingers would be incredibly dangerous.
Oh,
Again,
yeah.
Actually, this is a little bit uncommon. I want to stress that most of the time players are able to kind of gauge themselves and not be too nervous and kind of put the Ghost Walk into a bit of a staccato mode, but both of these guys realize what the stakes are, and they don't want to risk anything. But 4 seconds before it, Gloat is able to find KGB with an LG and take away the game.
Wow. What a comeback by Gloat. Very tense. And that was a little unexpected, just getting the frag there in the final seconds like that. Just great job by Gloat to keep his head in the air. At both maps, I mean, he started down and was able to pull his way back into that from the brink of defeat in both maps. So, you know, tip of the cap to Gloat there for nerves of steel And tough loss for KGB. I mean, he really had his chances there, but in the end, gloat was the better man today.
Oh, man. I mean, that didn't go to 3 maps, but that was a long and difficult series, especially for gloat. I mean, we were this close to seeing him lose it out every time, and he brought it back on both maps. I mean, sometimes you see that just because of map dynamics and map familiarity, but gloat was able to find his inner... I don't know what he found, but he did find it.
Yeah, it was... I think his rockets really set the tone for him. I mean, he landed some, on excuse me, I'm coming up with the names like you are, on Blood Covenant. On Blood Covenant. He landed some clutch rails and things like that, but I really felt his rockets really started to settle in and started to build that foundation for him and really set everything up. And then it started to build from there. Next thing you know, good rocket into an LG combo, rocket into a rail combo, rocket into shotgun, what have you. I thought he really just started to dial in. Even the rockets he was missing, as I mentioned, was kind of putting KGB in awkward positions to where it was forcing him in the areas it looked like he wasn't comfortable in going. And then, of course, some of them, he just walked KGB into some of them as well and just placed them nicely. So, yeah, it's great. Great job by gloat.
A fantastic series. I mean, on paper it's going to be a 2-0 like a lot of these, but it's one of the best 2-0s I've seen in Quake Champions so far, and it's in good company today. We've had a bevy of fantastic matches here. We've had all these guys playing on both sides of the pond, and I hope that Nubble and Scissor realize what position they're in, because they